Dire's ban. Ten seconds to pick. 5 seconds remain.
Alrighty, hello, welcome to first game of the night that we'll actually play through that I'm casting. We are going to have a redraft since there are a few different players and the teams aren't quite the same. For the Radiant, tonight we'll have Viking drafting, so a little switch up from what you typically see. Deadly tends to draft for his team, but he will be joined by Lord Sauceboss, Deadly, Tryhards, and Stealer. Whereas the Dire will have Santa Cake, Jakey drafting, Fade, Noxu, and Carl. The early bans out are the Lifestealer and the Axe. Interesting choice, Axe being picked up in the last game, as well as the Terrorblade, who was grabbed before. Both the Bounty Hunter and the Riki make it through, and the Death Prophet is the last one to go ahead and be gotten rid of. Even with these more targeted bans, Lifestealer is still at the top of the list. He's just so strong right now. So Dia here finishing up their early time. If they banned out Lifestealer and Terrorblade, they still go ahead and Avenge early. So they have left Riki, Disruptor, and Bounty Hunter in the pool, all as options for the Radiant to grab. But of course Dire will be able to pick up one of those. But actually Radiant decided to go for the Slardar. So it looks like we're going to see a very different style of game than what we generally do as far as picks and bans are concerned. We're going to see some maybe not out of meta heroes, but we might get to see some interesting combinations of heroes that we generally wouldn't. So with the Slardar, Radiant are going to go ahead and pick up the Lion. Fairly popular pickup in this particular league, just since Lion does allow... since Lion is a hero that can be fairly well directed. And fairly well meshed into sort of any team comp as far as players are concerned. Tidehunter is picked up by the Dire next. Let's see, who is gonna... might be Carl playing that. Generally when we see Tidehunter, we see SauceBoss picking it up and going in the offlane with it. But it'll be something a little bit different this time, since that is going to be a different team. Rather, SauceBoss is not on the team picking up the Tidehunter, so... relatively unorthodox, but, you know, shit happens. The AA is banned out next by the Dire, instantly followed, or by the Radiant rather, instantly followed by the Alchemist ban for the Dire. Just obvious sort of, hey, you're banning AA, what do you want? You want heals, Alchemist. Go ahead and get rid of it. But then the Radiant actually also banned another heal in the Oracle. Interesting pick, or an interesting choice from them. They might have been able to get the Dire to ban that, but let's see, Oracle. Could be maybe they want to get a something like a Venomancer or something. Any kind of dot hero Oracle is incredibly strong against, and of course heroes that rely on armor over HP pools. So yeah, could be Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut ban out is from the Dire. Yeah, Juggernaut of course has an okay HP pool, decent strength gain, but not the greatest, and he does rely quite a bit on armor and his magic immunity and the spin to really keep him alive and around. But Oracle can just false promise through somebody through the Omni Slash, and then hold Juggernaut in place after his spin, nuke him down with his purifying flames. So would work well for the Dire, or if you're banning out an Oracle, then a Juggernaut would work out. But of course, the Troll, another Agi hero that has a similar problem to Mr. Juggernaut. One of the reasons both of those heroes tended to go SMI back when it was a slightly better item, and the Sniper is picked up immediately afterwards. Interesting to grab the Sniper against a Troll. Generally, you see like a Blink Troll coming out, right? So he just blinks on top of you, ults, uses the whirling axes, and then goes at it. You can't hit him or anything. The Sniper's pretty vulnerable to that kind of play, so Vengeful Spirit's going to have to play really behind him, basically as soon as Troll's Blink comes out. And there's also going to be a Blink from the Slardar. It's going to be difficult, I think, this game for Sniper to stay far enough back to make it work versus the amount of Blink initiation that Radiant are already showing. But if he does manage it, then it will totally be worth it in the end. I think he can clean up pretty easily out of a strong Tidehunter Ravage plus any sort of follow-up, in the Puck. And Puck will also give the sort of tempo control required to make sure that when those blinks do come out, they're not going to be able to bum rush the sniper right away. I didn't mention there's going to be the Dazzle pickup from the Radiant. Since the Tidehunter's already grabbed by the Dire, shoehorning an axe into the draft wouldn't really work very well. So it's a good time to grab that Dazzle if you're going to, and helps you not really reveal your hand so much as far as your mid laner is concerned. Against a Puck for mid lane, I mean, Quap is a fairly traditional matchup. And I think Quap has sort of surpassed Puck as far as mid-game contribution and late-game scaling. One of the reasons we don't see Puck so much anymore at all. And the Bounty Hunter is banned out for the Radiant. Or not the Bounty Hunter. the Omni Knight is banned out by the Radiant. So it looks like they are really concerned about the strong team fight coming out of the Dire. You have that. You also have the ability to make sure that the Whirling Axes don't go off, and there isn't really a stun that goes through BKB, so he could just repel up the Sniper, and Sniper can go at it. Dire running halfway through the bonus time here. They're going to go ahead and ban the Huskar. Huskar, is pretty vulnerable to Omni Knight with the pure damage, as well as the repel preventing any sort of lasting dot damage from the flaming spears. But I don't know. Interesting pickup for them. Huskar I don't think would have been very good for the Radiant this game anyway, but maybe with the Dazzle combo, that would be what they're worried about, since they can't really pick up an axe. So Dire are going to go ahead and grab up their last hero here. And they know that this sort of mid pick is sort of going to dictate the tone of the game, whether it's going to be more of a farming mid or something that can really join in with the roaming of the Lion. Okay, it's going to be a Clinks. Potentially in the mid, potentially in the safe lane. Disruptor is grabbed up for even more team fight out of the Dire. Just Blink, Ravage, Dream Coil, Kinetic Field, or Static Storm, Kinetic Field. They have so much relocate. They also have so much ability to relocate the enemy team, out of strong positions into very weak ones. So it'll really force this sort of aggressive lineup of the Radiant to sort of play a lot further back than they really would generally like to. There's a good amount of split push available for the Radiant, so they could work around team fights like that. And of course, there's a lot of straight up push. Like, Dire may win 2 out of every 3 out of every 4 team fights even, but Radiant would still, in this case, be able to push faster. There's not a whole lot of push available out of the Dire, but Radiant can just take towers like nothing. So we can go ahead and introduce the players. We have Fade playing on the, looks to be off-lane Tidehunter. JQ will be playing the... Ooh, there was another mid, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Puck. So JQ will be playing the safe lane Sniper. The 2 supports, probably both roaming, will be played by Nox2 and Santa Cake, after they've secured Sniper's lane, of course. And finally, the mid Puck will be played by Carl. For the Dire, we can go ahead and see that the roaming support, SauceMan, Sauce Boss, will be playing Lion. The laning support, Dazzle, will be played by Stealer. The Viking will be playing, I believe, a mid... No? Must be an off-lane Clinks. So then I guess a mid troll will be played by Tryhards, and Deadly will be playing the safe lane. No. Deadly is playing the off-lane Slardar, safe lane Clinks being played by Viking, and then mid troll being played by Tryhards. So that's going to be who we have in this game. Let's just get this set up. There we go. And as the heroes all get out to their lanes, looks like another team's going to go for any smoke play. Carl's elected for a salve instead of the more traditional Fairy Fire Iron Branch you can grab. Yeah, that you would typically see grabbed out of mids here to go with shared tangos, but worked out just fine for him. Tryhard's going for the traditional. We'll see how that salve works for him. I think if he is expecting the clinks that this makes more sense. He just casually going to take a bit of harass. Doesn't manage to get his ward down in time. Looks like these are going to be relatively uncontested runes. Ward goes down to block the hard camp up here for Deadly. Looks like Fade's going to try to come around the other way to get the ward off for his side. Tassel choosing to skill early here. And the other ward for the Dire goes down in mid lane just to give a little bit of protection to Carl here. And the ward does eventually go down. It's going to go ahead and block the medium camp side pool. No, hard camp side pool, rather, for Fade over here. So both teams, both offlaners electing to go for the hard block instead of the easy block. I think that makes more sense for Nakama, who is not going to be able to really do a whole lot in terms of being aggressive and getting experience because of the heroes that he's against, whereas maybe Fade might have wanted to go the other way, but Fade's actually going to take a lot of damage here very, very quickly. No Stout Shield, no point in Kraken Shell, so he is just going to really melt to those searing arrows when he comes in. And there's not really a play on him yet. Maybe if Dazzle had his Q. Looks like Sauce Boss is going to come in from the side, but he doesn't get spotted out. Fade's going to go ahead and move back, and he'll be totally okay, but SauceMan's rotation does force him away. We go ahead and take a look over here in mid. I think I'm going to focus on this. It looks like it's going to be a fairly active lane. Looks like, yeah, Troll just going up for his Whirling Axes and Q. Both heroes over here last hitting okay. 4-1 to 3-0, so not really a whole lot of contest there. This ward does get taken out by Santiago, or Santa Cake rather. However, the damage is really done. Slaughter's going to be able to get plenty of XP from this, and I missed the first blood, so sorry about that. That is going to be the end of Fade in the off lane. But he is going to get the XP for this, this wave that's coming up at him, so he'll be okay with that, I think. Go ahead and take a look back over in mid lane. Still relatively even CS for the safe laners, but Carl having quite a bit of difficulty, it looks like, CSing against the Troll, who has forced him to orb away defensively. Lion recognizing here just now that, or rather Sauce Boss recognizing that there is a Dire ward blocking up this camp. Fade, though, now has 2 points in Kraken Shell, so Carl might be going to go down here. He's going to orb himself away, takes almost all of his HP damage. He's already used his salve, so he's really struggling against Tryhard up here. Another sentry in the lane for the Dire. Maybe that's for like a Clink's rotation. I don't think that's really going to do a whole lot, though. Looks like Nox to recognize what Deadly's up to, and he's going to go ahead and block him out. There is a glimpse available, but it looks like they're going to just right-click him down. Deadly eats through the trees. There's going to be a Magic Missile, but a two-man, very edge of the two-man Slithering Crush, able to bring him, able to get him out the first time, but he's quite low. Might tick down to this last one. No, he's going to get out with 50 HP after the glimpse back. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Carl is getting his bottle sent out to him. He does have that now, so he's going to be able to regen himself up. It looks like, yeah, bottle's been here for a while for Mr. Nakama, or Mr. Tryhards, rather. And unfortunately, this DD is going to go the way of Carl. And then over here, Fade managing to pull these creeps away. I wonder how he managed to get those. Maybe he pulled them out of the camp? No, he couldn't have pulled them out of the camp. Maybe he pulled them out of the... No? I wonder where he grabbed those from. Looks like... Okay, Slaughter did go all the way back. And Noxu... Oh man, Noxu has so little, like, look at net worth. He's not barely even got boots in net worth. Carl managing to get the Arcane Rune here. That'll help him out quite a bit as he tries to sort of take down Mr. Tryhards. But Tryhard has his boots out, so he'll be able to catch up to Carl pretty easily since Carl doesn't have his boots available just yet. Fade taking a lot of damage bottom, but Turgeman not quite able to finish him off. Meanwhile, in top lane, these sports are just sort of active denying as much as they can. Lion taking a fair amount of damage, but yeah, it looks like he's just going to salve up. And Titan moving back to base entirely. Santiago over here just walking through. Looks like he accidentally aggroed the camp. Didn't mean to there. But it looks like he will go ahead and... Excuse me. Looks like he will go ahead and pull and stack here in the next wave. Carl's still around, so it looks like he's going to try to go on Pornhub now. Pornhub gets a first hit bash on him. Carl's going to go ahead and orb himself away. Maybe he could have turned around if he'd used his arcane earlier. Carl's going to take a little bit of damage there. Looks like Tryhard's trying to go forward, but nah, Carl's going to turn around with the right click on the orb, and that will be sufficient to stop the dive. Over here. Looks like he's gone 1-2-2, so he's just going to get that casual bit of slow and maybe the ability to get a last hit or two out of it in lane if he's not able to get all the way forward due to the really just ridiculous strength of these searing arrows. But overall, just 1-for-1 here. A couple of close plays. Looks like Noxu's going to see Deadly over here. Just going to trade a right click or two. Noxu did just reveal that he had a ward in lane, though, with that right click. So Deadly may choose to go ahead and go to that, or maybe smoke through it at some point. SauceMan covering up the haste rune for his troll. Meanwhile, Carl sort of being forced to actually be the one pulling the creeps under his tower. Typically, Puck is the one pushing out the lane. In this case, though, Troll's just managed to be very effective at pushing it out himself. And Noxu going to take a lot of right-click harass damage here. Now the Slithering Crush is going to come out, as well as the Hex and the Whirling Axes. They're going to move forward onto Jakey. Jakey does take the slow around. Looks like Tryhard is going to keep trying to go, but he has decided to back up. SauceMan gets the spike off, but Jakey still is safe in the lane right now. There are 3 heroes here, though. Tryhard still has his haste rune. He's going to move forward, but his haste rune expires at just the wrong time. Jakey trying to move himself around. He cuts through the trees, and he's going to try to get Nakama, and he is going to grab him. Jakey's still alive. There's going to be the magic missile onto SauceMan, and the ult coming out onto Tryhard's. All not quite enough to kill him. One more right click will do it, as well as the Dream Coil actually was necessary to do the bottle up from Puck coming out on the side. So 3-for-0 here under the Dire T1 tower. Very aggressive dive, not working out very well for the Radiant team. Looks like Fishy has just grabbed up his boots, maybe the soul ring, maybe the Lightstone was coming out, or maybe fresh tangos. Yeah, it was definitely fresh tangos from Viking over here. Excuse me. There's going to be a Slithering Crush on the sniper, and he's going to go down right here. Sorry there, I was yawning when that first started. Looks like Tryhard going to be doing a little bit of damage under the tower, but since he has failed in 2 aggressive plays in a row, he's probably going to pull it back a little bit, just pick up and farm. He knows that the late game is sort of, not the late game, but like the mid-late game is going to be pretty well secured for the Radiant. As long as they can get BKBs and fight around timings, cooldown timings. And Carl's still being forced to just like take these creep waves under his tower. Really suboptimal for him. And it looks like the Radiant have decided they are going to go ahead and grab this bottom tower. Just get pinged out here, and it is being pushed in. We'll get to level 6. Titan's already level 6. So, no reason not to at this point. Titan's got his big level. 3 in Crack and Shell means he's going to be able to farm the Ancients, but whatever. Looks like, was it a TP out? No, I guess it just walked out. And mid lane might go down. It's going to go down to half HP. Troll not used yet, though. But the TP back in from Carl is going to keep him from going any further on that. However, an illusion room might be picked up here by Trojan Man. I don't know. Trojan Man's actually decided to come ahead and make a play over here against Carl. Carl did use his orb aggressively for damage, but there's going to be a TP in from the Vengeful Spirit to keep him up. However, Trojan Man comes in under the tower, uses Strafe as well as his Searing Arrows. Can't choose a target, though. There's going to be the snap, and he'll go down. Looks like Tryhards is going to try to clean this up, but there's going to be the Magic Missile as well as a stab out of Santa Cake, and Carl is going to just right-click him down in the end. Santa Cake actually gets the last last right click. A very aggressive divey play from the Radiant. Not really working out in their favor. Jakey and Deadly up here. Since both supports for the Dire have been seen to rotate down, it looks like, yeah, Blue's going to go ahead and make a movement up to top. Oh, no, he's not. Deadly, unfortunately, missing off his Slithering Crush because of the phase boots forward from Jakey. I was really expecting Trojan Man to come through. And it looks like, yeah, Disruptor is shown down here. It looks like he just wants to get his level 6. There's going to be a glimpse available. And yeah, he's going to go ahead and grab it, put the kinetic field inside. Oh, there we go. So puts the kinetic field inside the trees, but Stealer walks the other way. There's a little bit of vision being shown. The creeps are going to trap him in. I don't know if that was necessary. SauceMan might go down for it. No. So the Ravage is used, but Deadly is coming in from the backside, or coming into with the TP and going to try to make something happen. Going to get the Slithering Crush onto Santa Cake. There's the Earth Spike as well as the Mana Drain. But swapped out. Santa Cake throws in Noxu, but Deadly's going to keep running after him. There is a Mango available. It doesn't matter. There's going to be the Orban as well as the Silence. Looks like Tryhard is going to try to do some right click onto Carl, but he gets stuck in the kinetic field. So far, 1 for 1, but definitely in favor of the Dia, given the heroes that have gone down. That's really been the story of a lot of these more recent engagements. Looks like Fade just trying to avoid the enemy heroes long enough for his boots or for regen, whichever one comes fastest for his TP. Only level 2, so no stun, and there's the TP out from Troll. Gonna go ahead and move away with the TP. Jakey just farming up here. He's even, even, but actually just getting ahead right now of the Clinks as far as his last hits are concerned. A little bit behind on net worth because he has died, but so far, net worth across the teams looking pretty even. If I look at the gold graph, it should be, yeah, it's within 500. So very close in terms of that. A couple of very aggressive plays by the Radiant, not really working out so well for them, but overall, both teams are still managing to come out pretty even in the farm game. So it looks like Tryhards wants to go ahead and finish off this tower, perhaps. He's pushing it in. And there's the dust onto Trojan Man, as well as the Magic Missile. He's going to try to go onto Jakey. There's going to be able to hold him in place, and Jakey's just going to use the ult to finish him off. And that'll be the end of that. So Tryhards has finished up his Morbid Mask. So traditionally, we have seen Hotade out of this, although he could build Vlad since he has the Bassi available. Looks like Fishy's, oh man, just barely. He was going to die anyway to the Thunderstrike. There's going to be the haste forward from Nakama and the Slithering Crush to take out Sniper. Deadly going to try to come around. He has perfect vision on Noxu, so he's just going to run him around. It looks like there's going to be a Slithering Crush just at the edge. Carl tries to come in time to get the silence off, but unfortunately he's just a moment late. Does get the return kill, so worthwhile for just the Disruptor, obviously. Obviously, you know, after the Sniper kill, they salvaged what they could. Troll ulting, looks like, yeah, he's going to grab the mid tower. There's the fort available, but he's just going to get that. Jakey unable to deny in time. Now, 1k moving forward, but Jakey has a lot of HP, as well as Carl coming in from the side with the orb. There's going to be the slow as well from Jakey, and the ult coming out. Tryhard's not going to be able to avoid that, even though he tries to get in for the Roche deny. There's going to be a rotation in from Viking, but there's 3 dire heroes here. I'm not sure if he can actually make this work. Looks like he's going to try for it. His Invis is about to run out. Now he's visible, so he goes ahead and uses his strafe and goes onto Nakama. He gets silenced up right away, so he's just right-clicking. Is able to get enough right-clicks off onto Nakama to make it work. Fade though coming in with the Ravage. Going to go ahead and take out the Dazzle, rather. Puck going down on the back lines. Fade, or just Kraken shelling off at exactly the right time for the Slithering Crush. Nakama being forced to go all the way through the tower. I think that Nakama actually could have gone on to Fade there, but he was playing a little safe, expecting TPs in from Fade's teammates. Jakey has the double damage. He's going to go ahead and grab up this tower if he can. Only TP is in from the Dazzle, who immediately graves himself and runs away. I'm not sure if he needed to do quite that. He's going to try for the deny here, it looks like. There's going to be the minus armor coming out of Jakey and Santa Cake. And an attempt to deny. Nope, not quite going to get it. So, casual tower pickup for Jakey. Mid for top lane. Definitely in favor of Radiant, but of course across the map, I think. Actually, no, across the map, Radiant have done well recently. Hodded is finished. Trojan Man gets spotted out coming in with a sentry. There's one more sentry. Naku wants to try to make something happen. There's going to be the kinetic field static storm, but he's going to go right click down. Fade does not have a Ravage yet available. He's going to go ahead and get the minus damage off onto Viking, but Viking recognizing correctly that he did walk through 2 sentries to get there, so he's going to go up the opposite way and not be caught. So just a good casual rotation with a nice pickoff onto the Disruptor. And Viking going to go ahead and run up through the tower. Deadly, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and smoke up with the rest of his team, but instantly Santa Cake sort of pops. He's going to tank the gank here. This is the reveal of the Blink Dagger, which isn't really going to do a whole lot. Ravage still not for 35 seconds. There's going to be, is that a Blink? Yeah, Blink Dagger on Lion as well for a fantastic 2-man Earth Spike from across the map. Jakey is going to go down for right clicks. That's 2-0 so far in favor of Radiant. There's going to be the orb out from Carl as well as a dust. Actually, he's going out to Trojan Man. He doesn't get the orb out, but he goes ahead and uses the silence to finish off Trojan Man, but it's not really going to be entirely worth it. 14 seconds still for the Ravage. And the Dream Coil was used on Viking earlier. So it looks like the Radiant are going to take this opportunity to go ahead and just farm up a bit. Troll might choose to grab this T1 if he can, or at least do some damage to it. A lot of dire vision around here, so they aren't going to be able to, or Radiant aren't really going to be able to go and grab Roche, even though they have the abilities to do it. Like, they could have grabbed Roche quite a while ago, honestly, but there's so much vision around at this point. Looks like Jakey's TP'd up top to defend, but there's an Invis rune for Mr. Troll. He's going to run further into the jungle to try to see what he can grab. Maybe he's going to rotate to mid. There's going to be the Ravage out onto Slardar, as well as the Kinetic Field. Sorry, I missed that. Trojan Man, both invisible here. There's a blink forward from Puck and a silence onto SauceMan as well as an orb out, but that allows Trojan Man to come in. Looks like Disruptor is already dead. Carl just taking oodles of damage from the Desolator that just came out for Viking. And SauceMan blinking forward, trying to make something happen. Doesn't really get anything, but this is going to be now a smoke into Roche, it looks like. Troll not coming. Maybe he'll haste there. Troll wants to go on to Jakey, or no, Disruptor warning Jakey that there could be a troll rotation. Looks like Viking has elected to go ahead and make the rotation in up to the jungle to try to make something happen, but everyone else went ahead and went into Roche. Looks like, though, Fade and Santa expect this rotation to be into the jungle. Viking walking through does get spotted out. There's going to be the troll ult, but Viking going to go ahead and use that to go onto Santa Cake. Is just going to finish him off, it looks like. No wand charges, unfortunately. Or one wand charge wouldn't have been sufficient. That is going to be 1850 on the Roche play, so. Picked up by Troll. Of the heroes there, it's really just a question between Troll and Deadly, and I think Deadly's been able to survive a little bit better overall. 4 deaths versus 4 deaths. I guess that's even. But Deadly, I think, a less important hero to keep alive through the fight. It's questionable, though. The Troll ult is useful, but having the extra Slytherins could be really nice. Looks like maybe a smoke play going to come out here. Nah, no smoke. Just casually checking around for any wards. Watching for the Clinks. Yeah, not even smoke coming out. Clinks is coming forward here, though. Sees a bunch of heroes. Isn't going to want to go. Probably has seen the sentries and disruptors inventory now. No smoke in anyone's inventory. So, even though Dire are grouping up here, they're not really going to be able to make a movement out of it, it looks like. And this tower is getting quite low. Is it in die range just yet? Not quite, unfortunately. Looks like maybe they're going to go here onto Sauce Boss. Sauce has a Blink Dagger, though. He can move away. It looks like maybe he wants to try to make an engage. They're baiting with Jakey. The side supports over here haven't been spotted out just yet. 4 is written on the map, so they're expecting that. There's the Dream Coil onto 3. SauceMan gets grabbed. There's also going to be the Ravage onto the 2 remaining heroes. SauceMan goes down. There's 2 heroes dead, as well as the Aegis immediately for the Radiant, and still full HP and mana for the Dire team. Tryhards is going to try to get himself away, but he's going to get glimpsed back, and then he's just going to go down to Jakey and Carl. I assume that was a glimpse back. Should have been. Meanwhile, the top tower does go down for the Dire, but they lose 3 heroes in their Radiant lose 3 heroes on their bottom tower. There's a rotation up here by Fade, who might be grabbed here. Deadly has the Blink Dagger, has the ult, going to go onto him. There's going to be the Desolator as well. One more right click is going to do it. The TP is cancelled from Puck. No, not Puck. No room. Can't be him. Not Sniper. So must have been the Vengeful Spirit who canceled the TP. This tower might go down on exchange. There was 1 TP in and 1 TP cancelled. Now Sniper Jakey is TPing in. And with just 1 hero, Viking could definitely join up with Slaughter and make a play here, but now there's 2. So with 2 heroes in, Deadly and Viking are going to go ahead and back themselves off. Now there's 3. Is there a smoke available this time? Still no smoke. Do they have smoke? Have they used all their smoke? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Just casually warding up. Playing a ward and D-ward fight. Arguably the most important fight of all. Radiant very defensive with their ward placements. They recognize that they still have control of their own side of the map, but I guess Dire even more defensive with a ward on both of these inner cliffs. They're sort of giving up more territory than I think they need to. Like, I think they could take this, but it's up to them. There's a movement forward from Viking. They do see the... there's going to be the dust forward as well as this kinetic field to hold him in. Tryouts coming in with his BKB showing. Going to go ahead and try to take out Santa Cake, it looks like. And BKB is about to run out, so he's going to go ahead and pop the Dream Coil before that. So far, 2 for 1 in favor of the Dire. Blink forward from Fade as well as the slow out. Carl is going to have Blink in 8 seconds, but Tryhard's just lost his haste rune. So if there's a Blink forward here to get vision as well as the slow, looks like there will be. 1 more Blink forward, and there's going to be the slow, so there should be a glimpse coming out here as well. Yes, there's the glimpse in the kinetic field. Kinetic field misses, so there's going to be an orb forward as well as a blink from Carl in the silence. There's going to be the ult coming out from the sniper, still doing as much damage as they can, trying to take out Tryhards, who has just so much armor at this point. Fade getting 2 right clicks off in a row. It's actually quite lucky of him, since he did have the Whirling Axes debuff on him, which has, I believe, 60? Yeah, 60% mischance. So 2 in a row. I mean, I guess that happens like every 5 or 6 times you'll get 2 in a row, but assuming it's not PRD, in which case it would happen slightly more often, I think, for that low frequency, but oh wait, no. Would happen less often for PRD. Get 2 in a row. Yeah. There's a blink forward and the dust out from Jakey or from Deadly, but it's not really going to do anything. Looks like nobody got caught in the dust. Deadly taking a fair amount of damage from Sniper right clicks. Sniper was going to go ahead and throw out the ult, but has elected against it since it wouldn't quite kill him off, and Jakey wants to conserve his mana. Yeah, 485, so it's not gonna finish him off. Net worth still very stable across the team. Probably still within like 2,000. Yeah, 3,000 here, right? For the net worth change between the 2 teams. Very, very slight. Looks like this mid tower is the next target of the Dire team. Just a little bit of pushing in. Want to do some damage. Carl probably going to push out this wave a bit. Or maybe there's drawing the TPs. There's a blink forward from Nakama. There's going to be the orb back. Dead. Oh, Jesus. That was a hell of a lot of damage with right click, so Venge will eventually go down. The swap out onto Carl, forcing him to use his orbs to sort of move forward. He's gone ahead and blinked himself away, and he'll be okay. I didn't see where the Lion died. Lion died in bottom for the Tidehunter. Jakey has been caught out, it looks, by Deadly and Tryhards as well, so that'll be... was that the blink? Okay, yeah, that was the blink forward from Slaughter to grab him. So it looks like Tryhards has elected not to go to the blink this game. So I was incorrect about that particular play. So it looks like this mid tower is going to be the target of the Radiant team after that, and Roshan should be up soon, not quite soon. We'll know here in a minute and a half. Yeah, I guess it was only 18, so we will know soon whether Roshan's up. Trojan coming up, and this tower actually didn't go down. I'm a little curious as to... why they didn't go ahead and grab that when the Radiant heroes were dead, but looks like Tryhard is going to use his Invisor in here to try to grab his own hero. There's going to be an ult, I'm sure, coming out soon. Now he's going to go ahead and run away. Cake, as soon as he can get vision, there's going to be the swap back, and BKB might be forced here. He's going to try not to use it. There's an ult. He may just choose to die instead. Yeah. With 5 dire heroes right there. That was a really aggressive play. And it looks like, you know, maybe he was trying or hoping for a first hit bash. What, 10% chance? Yeah. Mechanism for Tyler for Tidehunter. I have no idea if Fade's name is Tyler. That wasn't like a slip or anything. Looks like a 4-staff coming out from Scepter. But anyway, I was saying the mechanism. Tidehunter actually hasn't had the ability to cast it the last couple times. There's going to be the pick off by Viking. And I was just going to go ahead and BKB TP. So he grabs his pick off, and that was the 10-second BKB for just a Venge kill. I'm not sure if that was entirely worth it. Oh man, the Sentry just not grabbing up that ward. So Tidehunter really needs to get that Guardian Greaves out as quickly as he can, because he has been unable to cast his mech in the last 2 fights after using his ult and the rest of his spells. Because it is just so goddamn expensive at this point. Deadly and SauceMan. SauceMan has picked up a Ghost Scepter, so that'll help him out quite a bit versus the amount of physical damage coming out from the Radiant team, especially given the Sniper is really that biggest damage source. There's going to be a glimpse, it looks like, yeah. But relatively meaningless, no damage to prevent the blink back afterwards, so totally fine. Looks like there are no sentries down at this point, so Klinks wants to come in and try to make something happen, but he's going to wait for his BKB charge to run off. And obviously he doesn't know there's no sentries down, just didn't see anything come out. Oh man, Jakey is caught up. There's going to be the blink forward with the Hex now, as well as the Earth Spike. Viking's going to go on him probably with the Troll ult. Nice, waiting on the side. There's going to be the Kinetic Field Static Storm. There's going to be the BKB as well, and the Finger actually finishing off, so that'll be the end of Natsu as well. Troll dying off over in the backside, but a worthwhile trade, I would say, for the Radiant team, especially since they probably will go ahead and get this tower now. There's a blink forward from Carl. They're going to try to grab Fishy, and looks like, oh no, there's going to be the blink forward as well as the double man Earth Spike. There's a magic missile out onto SauceMan. There's going to be the Ravage as well as the Dream Coil out onto the 2 heroes for the Radiant. Nakama just able to get himself away. There's going to be the Blink Dagger. No, he gets right-clicked just in the wrong time for the Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, the Viking goes on the backline and takes out another hero. It's just Fade alive at this point, and he's got already 0 armor, and he's going into the negatives. With the Desolator debuff, it'll be even more. And Fade just taking ridiculous amounts of damage from any burning arrow coming out from Klinks. Now, Klinks might come around the backside. Looks like, yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Just waiting outside tower range. He knows the Fade has the Blink Dagger, so he knows he has to get the right click off. Maybe he'll grab up Disruptor here? Nah. He's just going to go ahead and back himself out. He was spotted out by that sentry. Right over here. So, this ward is going to end up going down. And it looks like Viking might get caught out here. There's going to be a swap as well as the sniper ult to keep vision on him, so he is forced to go ahead and BKB. He doesn't have a TP on him, so he can't BKB TP. He's not used his strafe yet. Very strange play from him. Looks like he's just trying to waste their time. Curious that he wouldn't strafe. Since he didn't have a TP, he couldn't BKB TP or anything, so just strafe and like try to kill whoever you can. An uncharacteristic misplay, I would say. But that does even up the net worth a little bit, although it is going to be in favor of the Radiant at this point, it looks like. Yeah, by about 3,000. Actually, still by about 3,000. That's just all concentrated on one hero now. So now this top tower will go down in favor of the Dire this time. A lot of back and forth so far in this game. Looks like Tryhard going ahead and getting a split push off, although since he doesn't have a blink there, he has to go ahead and back himself away very early. Looks like Santa Cake's TPing back, but actually his TP is cancelled by a blink forward and a hex from SauceMan. SauceMan gets used up by Carl. Looks like there's some magic missile out onto him, but he is not going to be able to do right clicks because he has that Ghost Scepter out on him. Dream Coil is used, but it's not really going to do a whole lot. He goes ahead and blinks himself out, but just at the wrong, like a fraction of a second too early. Roshan grabbed up here. Looks like Tryhard's trying to decide what to get rid of it for it, so he goes ahead and chooses the okay, JK coming in with the Shadow Blade. Chooses to get rid of the Aquila. What do we see coming out of the courier here? Probably gonna be for not for Clinks, unless Clinks just bought it. Yeah, so he's going for the Hex here. Sniper looks like a very eclectic build. Probably going for the Silver Edge next, I suppose. But let's see. Both teams sort of playing a little passive at the moment, just kind of farming up what they can. But Carl farming up, nearly got his Ag. So since there are 2 BKBs coming out from the Radiant at this point, probably a third one soon. Yeah, it looks like a third one soon will be coming out for Slardar. So the Ags is going to allow Carl to sort of help control the game still a bit with the BKBs coming. Ags is going to be something that Disruptor wants to grab as soon as he can, but just to allow for the Static Storm Kinetic Field to really be effective. But it's going to be quite a while for him. Especially since it looks like Ven just taking the 4 roll. Maybe Ven just still a 5. Just happened to get more farm from kills. So there's going to be the Shadow Blade in. Tryhards does get Magic Missiled up, but Noxu's going to get Hex. There's going to be the Blink in with the Ravage, but Pornhub gets off his BKB in time. They're going off onto Santa Cake, who doesn't have the minus armor weave on him anymore. Now Tryhard has to go back. So far it's 2 for 0, but Viking is spotted out. There is going to be no dust, but the Dream Coil is going to hold him in place. They're going to try still to grab him, but nah, it's not going to work. There's going to be a link forward from Fade. Viking still sitting in the back lines, waiting for his Hex to come off cooldown, I expect. There's going to be the orb forward from Puck onto 3. SauceMan going to get graved by Dazzle, but Dazzle will go down to the Sniper ult. Carl just barely missing the timing on his Blink. Silence, but doesn't really matter. 2 for 2 so far. There's a blink forward, 2-man stun, Slithering Crush from Deadly. There's also going to be the movement forward from Pornhub Tryhards. He's going to try to use his Aegis here. Viking came in and hexed up Puck to allow him to take him out. Now Jakey's going to be going down as well. So overall, finally they get the wipe. for they still keep all 3 of their cores alive, and they're going to go ahead and take this mid tower at this point. Just trading away the Aegis and a pair of supports. So very good patient play from Viking. He was able to get his HP back up by grabbing the by using his ult, grabbing up a creep from the hard camp, I think. Yeah, he did exactly that. Looks like Deadly wants to move even further forward. Santa Cake and Noxu are the only ones alive, but he does get his blink cancelled. And now Noxu has the ability to glimpse him back whenever he wants. Now the blink is available again, so he could blink forward. Still 20 seconds before there's any Dire Heroes alive. When we go ahead and look at buybacks, only Sniper has one. There's the blink forward here onto Santa Cake. Nakama trying to make a play beforehand, but he's going to get stunned up. He's going to get force-staffed out by his support Dazzle, or by, I assume that was, oh, he force-staffs himself out, rather. Pops up the Dream Coil, but doesn't matter. There's going to be Disruptor down as well, and Tryhards and Viking are going to just go onto these buildings. There's going to be the ult. The hell? Lion using his Echo Saber, or Lion using his F-Blade onto his ally there. There's the blink forward from Carl, as well as the Yule's up, so they're going to try to take out SauceMan. SauceMan is going to get ulted up here from Jakey, and he's not able to get his blink up in time. There's going to be the Dream Coil, but it's only onto the Illusion, so far just a Dazzle being lost in the extraction here. And Viking is looking for a play to go back in. He wants to grab Jakey, and it looks like he's going to go for it right here. Yep, there's the Hex and the right clicks, uses his strafe up, so Jakey is going to be very close, but he's able to Shadow Blade out in time. Troll ult coming through, unfortunately. Jakey looks like he's going to go for a Scotty. I thought he was going to go for Silver Edge, but I guess it's going to be a Scotty coming out. Since you can disassemble Scotty, I think it's, or Silver Edge, I think it's probably worth going ahead and grabbing that just to have it and sort of combine up your slots. Maybe you get a TP or grab that Orb of Venom, but it looks like this top tower will go down to the Troll and the Stealer. Deadly just sitting back here waiting in the wings. His BKB is finished. That's going to be 10-second out. Jakey is going to get the debuff from the minus armor. He's moving forward here. It's a very aggressive play. Now he'll move back once he sees Slardar. Stealer goes ahead and force staffs himself away, and that means that Santa Cake is unable to get any swaps off. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Viking just farming up a Storm. Looks like he's going to go back for an Orchid now, or Bloodthorn rather, yeah. So Bloodthorn's not really going to do a whole lot against the puck, although it will force out a defensive. If you use the Bloodthorn after she orbs, then it forces out the Yules at least, and she's not able to orb away, but you can still blink out. There's going to be a blink forward from Carl, as well as the Silence, and Yulesing up Deadly. There's going to be also the Thunderstrike to get the vision for a glimpse back. Deadly, though, able to get the Slithering Crush off at the right time. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. There's a blink forward from Carl, as well as the Orb, and that'll take him down. So looking at SauceMan here, he's nearly finished up his Bloodthorn at this point, though he's not saving buyback. However, he just chunks down these towers with the Desolator, as well as the just raw damage coming out from his Searing Arrow. 60 plus. He had more with the Death Pact on him. But it looks like these Ancients are going down. SauceMan looking in the roast pit, but still a minute before the minimum time, so. Looks like Tryhards is going to be grabbed up. There's going to be the Ravage, but the Grave does go off in time. Tryhard's still going to die, though.
Welcome to the abyssal pain.
So Dire here, looks like with the 3 Radiant Cores, or not 3 Radiant Cores, with 2 of the Radiant Cores down, and especially with the Troll down, they're going to try and grab this mid tower, looks like, but Viking can push faster than all of them combined, and SauceMan's up here to keep him alive, working towards a Veil himself. And Viking just going to destroy this tower. SauceMan could go for the double Earth Spike play there, but honestly, just forcing back Radiant, or forcing back the Dire team is more than sufficient. Lion TP'd out, so not being able to get off onto Viking. Looks like Sniper bought his Scotty. Did he save buyback? No. And now he's going for a Hurricane Pike. Not saving buyback there. Ooh, does have buyback. Anybody? Just troll. Interesting. Weird, but interesting. I guess weird and interesting are sort of synonymous, aren't they? Viking looks like has finished his Bloodthorn. That's coming out to him. Maybe now I'll start saving for buyback. Santa Cake. Very close. And it looks like Sniper is actually leading the charge here. Probably going to Shadow Blade up as soon as he sees something around. And now he's going to reveal himself hitting these creeps. So there's going to be the opportunity for a Blink Forward from Deadly. Nobody has seen the two supports waiting in the wings here. Looks like Deadly... Yeah, Jakey's going to go ahead and be swapped out by Santa Cake. There's the BKB out from Deadly, so he's going to be contained in, but it's a little early, so he doesn't waste the Static Storm. There's going to be a dead Sniper from Viking coming in the backside. Santa Cake as well going down here. It looks like now it's just the 3 Radiant, 3 Dire Heroes left, and Noxu is going to go down incredibly quickly, caught out by that Blink Slithering Crush. Fade using his Blade Mail such early, I think, and he's going to end up going down as well. There's the Hex. There's going to be the Blade Finger from Lord Sauceboss, and 4 Dire Heroes down with not a single casualty on Radiant. Looks like they've decided they are going to go ahead and hit up this mid-Rax, try to take it down. We take a look once again at buyback. Still only troll on buyback, so that's going to be no Radiant Heroes for 30 seconds, or no Dire Heroes for 30 seconds. More than enough time for this Rax to go down, especially since, oh no, there is still a fort available. Looks like they're not going to use the fort on this one. Maybe they'll use the fort on the next one. Yeah, if they use the... Oh, no, I think they've just given up at this point. There is a fort available, but Dire electing just to let it go. Let it be played. And looks like they've effectively GG'd out. 7,000 net worth advantage for Viking in the end. So, we go ahead and look at the net worth. Yeah, very close for a very long time, but then just one bad fight, or 2 bad fights really, and Radiant spike way the hell up. There's going to be a fantastic 3-man once again. Slithering Crush. Lion will eventually go down to Magic Missile, or Sniper actually did take him out. Tryhard's using his BKB up, trying to kill off Puck, but he gets swapped up by Santa Cake, and actually Tryhard's is going to end up going down here, it looks like, although he's going to go ahead and ult. Doesn't have BKB now anymore, though, so he is going to go ahead and get ravaged. Deadly using his BKB to try to walk away, but just getting slowed up by Sniper, and that does pierce the BKB. However, Viking coming in and just chunking down Sniper with all of his HP and instantly takes out all of the Dire Hero, 2 of the Dire Heroes. He's going to go on Carl now. There's the Hex. Carl eventually not quite going to tank it. There was the Silence available to finish it off, and there's going to be the Silence, actually. There's no more Magic Missile for 4 seconds. That's going to be the end of Trojan Man. Viking just destroying everybody. And there's going to be now the eating of the creep, waiting for the Blade Mail to go away, as well as the extra minus armor to come out. There's going to be the play. This should be a Rampage. That will be the Rampage for Viking. Well fucking played. Also, Jesus, the damage onto that Sniper and the supports at the very end. That was... I mean, Planks obviously does a lot of damage, but Jesus. Jesus. GG, well played by both teams. A lot of fun to watch. If you enjoyed, you can watch on Twitch at twitch.tv/Knifan whenever I'm casting, or you can watch us on demand at youtube.com/Knifan, and you can also, or the Twitch VODs, obviously, and you can also watch those in-game on the AD2L in-house ticket, and that'll be all of them. I only cast probably like half of these games because, well, I'm not always around and because I get tired earlier than these games end, but hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, watch more, as one would expect. See you next time.